Welcome to the deep dive. We have a really unique set of sources today. It's a highly technical guide to car repair, but it's wrapped up in this incredible personal story of adaptation. The sources are from a YouTube channel or Victor Street Mechanic, and we're looking at a timing belt replacement on a Peugeot 307. Our mission is kind of twofold. First, yeah, we want to understand the mechanics of this complex job. But maybe more importantly, we need to capture the spirit behind it. How this man, Victor, and his wife, Olga, get this done under, well, just immense physical pressure.
You really can't separate the two. I mean, this is not just another DIY video. The context is everything. Victor is doing these repairs for free.
For free?
Yeah, purely to keep himself from falling into depression because he's facing this really serious health crisis. His left hand is now completely non-functional, and the video we're looking at was actually filmed about 8 months ago when he still had a little bit of movement. Today, it's gotten worse. He's even preparing for a possible amputation. So every step we're about to discuss, it's not him doing it, it's his wife, Olga, who is learning in real time. He's the brain, she's the hands, he's her instructor.
That just changes everything, doesn't it? I mean, we're not talking about a mechanic in a comfortable shop.
Not at all.
He's a master with a physical impairment, teaching a total novice. And they're doing all this precision work outside, in their yard, no garage.
Exposed to the elements, yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's start with phase one. They're just getting started. What are the first immediate, non-traditional hurdles they have to deal with?
Well, the initial steps are, fairly standard on paper. You remove the wheel, you secure the car, but then comes the big one. You have to support the entire engine.
All right, because they have to take the engine mount off.
Exactly. The pillow, as Victor calls it. And that means lifting the whole engine block just enough to get that mount out of the way. It's a huge job.
And doing that in the dirt, probably with basic tools, is already a major challenge.
It is. And we see their first real struggle almost immediately. They're trying to get the timing belt housing off, and it's held on by these 3 Torx bolts. And Victor uses this great piece of Russian slang, mudrit.
Mudrit, what does that mean?
It means to gimmick it, to get clever, to find a workaround. He says they had to mudrit because a standard socket just wouldn't fit in the tight space.
So that word mudrit, it kind of sums up the whole project, doesn't it? It's not about having the perfect setup. It's about making what you have work.
Precisely.
Okay, so once the engine is supported, they move on to the generator build. Walk us through that removal. How does he guide her?
This is a really key moment. Olga has to use a wrench, a klutch, on a 15-millimeter bolt to push the tensioner.
To release the tension, right?
Exactly. And the moment she does, they have to quickly slide a little metal pin, a checker, into a locking hole to hold it open. It's a very quick, coordinated move.
So how does he tell her where to push? He can't show her with his left hand.
And that's the brilliant part. He gives her a physical cue using the car itself. He tells her, point your finger towards the body. He's using the car as a reference point to show her the exact direction of force she needs.
He's translating decades of his own muscle memory into simple, direct language for her.
He has to. It's the only way.
Okay, so generator belt is off, they get the shield off, and now we're into phase 2, deep inside the timing mechanism. What is the one step here that, if it goes wrong, the whole job is a failure?
Setting the timing marks. Before that old belt comes off, you absolutely have to lock the engine's timing in place. If the crankshaft or camshaft moves independently, even a little bit,
You're done. The engine is toast.
you're done. So it's fascinating, and just a prime example of high-level mudrit is how they lock it. Instead of the official Peugeot locking tools, they use 2 common drills.
Wait, drills? Like from a toolbox?
Yeah, Svirola, as he calls them. They use 2 drill bits as pins, one for the upper gear, one for the lower pulley. It locked the whole system perfectly steady.
Is that a common trick, or is that just pure ingenuity on his part?
It's a brilliant hack. The drill bits just happen to be the perfect diameter to fit into the manufacturer's locking holes. He's replacing physical dexterity, which he doesn't have, with fixed engineered certainty.
That is an amazing distinction. Okay, so the timing is locked. They look at the old parts. What's Victor's assessment? Any red flags?
A few. The tensioner roller was, as he put it, likely to die soon. But the big one was the belt itself. It had cracks starting to form on the side.
Not on the teeth, but on the side walls.
Right, and Victor thinks it's from the heat, the Zara, which, makes sense given they're working outside in the yard all the time.
That heat factor is something you wouldn't even think about in a climate-controlled garage. So let's connect the dots. What would have happened if they'd ignored those cracks and the belt snapped?
It would be catastrophic. This is an interference engine. If that belt breaks, the pistons slam into the open valves. Yeah. You bend the valves, you destroy the engine head. You're talking about thousands in repairs, maybe a whole new engine. So this isn't just maintenance, it's a huge financial safeguard.
Okay, so that brings us to installation. Getting a stiff new belt on is hard enough with two good hands. What was that struggle like for them?
It was a real physical battle. You can hear Olga say, "It's so heavy, the new parts are just so stiff."
So how did they do it?
Pure teamwork. Victor used his good hand to guide the belt onto the bottom pulley, and then Olga had to use all her strength to pull to create the tension to get it over the top pulley and line up the white marks with their drill bit pins. It was his strategy and her brute force working together. His knowledge was the force multiplier.
Which brings us to phase 3, precision. Getting the belt on is one thing, but getting the tension perfect is a whole different beast. It's so fiddly. Explain how they did that.
This is where it gets hyper-precise. It's the mechanical version of patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. Olga has to use a hex key, a shestogranic, to hold the tensioner in the perfect spot. There's a little visual indicator, a sight or mushika, that has to be perfectly aligned.
Like a rifle sight, yeah.
Exactly. So she's holding that hex key perfectly still to keep the mushika centered. And at the same time, she has to tighten the main nut to 40, maybe 42 Newton meters of torque.
That is a lot of force to apply while also trying to be delicate. So, the moment of truth, they rotate the engine by hand to check it. What happens?
It wasn't right. The mushaka, the sight, had slipped just a little bit when she was tightening the nut.
So it wasn't perfect on the first try.
No, and that's incredibly common, even for seasoned pros. But it means you have to stop, you have to undo it, reset the tension, and do it all over again.
And second time.
The second time was perfect. They confirmed the belt was running true, not walking off the pulleys, which would mean something was bent. That need for a do-over just shows you there is zero margin for error here.
And after all that, the struggle, the redo, the precision, Victor has this powerful takeaway about the whole job. What's he say?
It's just stunning. He says, changing the belt is not difficult. It's normal, easy, and simple. And he even adds that changing the oil is something you can easily do with one right hand.
He's not just talking about the car anymore. He's making a statement about his own capability, his own purpose.
Exactly. He's refusing to be defined by his limitations.
That's a perfect lead-in to phase 4, the reflection. While they're reassembling things, Victor takes a look at some of his plastic tools, and he has a critique.
He does. He's questioning if they're even suitable. He wonders if they're just trash if they can't fit under the pump pulley. It shows you that when your physical ability is limited, your tools have to be perfect. Anything that causes extra work has to go.
And the video wraps up with a very real-world detail about Olga.
Yeah, it's a small thing, but it says a lot. She has to run off to wash her hands immediately because the brake dust is caustic. It's just a little reminder that they're doing this heavy industrial work in their front yard with all the dirt and grime that comes with it.
And yet, despite all of that, Victor makes a really inspiring promise about the future of his channel.
He does. It's a commitment. He says he'll keep uploading videos. Some will be old footage from when he had 2 working hands. But he promises that future videos will show repairs in a different format.
A different format.
And that's the core message, really. Adaptation isn't just about survival. It's the only way to keep your purpose. He's basically saying his knowledge will persist, even if the hands and the tools have to change completely.
So if we pull it all together, what does this mean? We've seen the nuts and bolts of a timing belt job, the torque specs, the musha, using 2 drills as locking pins.
But this deep dive really shows that true expertise is all about being adaptable. It's not just knowing the steps, it's being able to translate those steps for a novice or substitute tools for dexterity to get the same precise result under the worst conditions. It turns knowledge into an act of resilience.
Victor proved that a really complex essential skill like car repair can be done even with severe physical limits. You just have to find a new format and the right apprentice. So think about the complex tasks in your own life, the things you feel limited from doing. What could you accomplish if you just changed your format and recruited a trusted apprentice to be your hands? Think about that as you go.